and welcome back. Today is Saturday, November 15th. I have your 5 best bets. Yes, 5 best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the page. We get a fun Saturday slate. I haven't been able to say this in a little while. A fun Saturday slate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-game NBA slate. We get some fun primetime games. The best game on the night, the game everyone's going to be telling you about is Lakers versus Bucks. That game is going to be incredible on NBA TV. Thank you, NBA TV. Picking a great game here. You probably couldn't go wrong with those 7 o'clock games here. 7 o'clock games are chef's kiss. There's the NBA Red Zone. If that was a thing, this is the night for NBA Red Zone. We get the Lakers versus Bucks, Giannis versus Luka, Ryan Rollins versus, Austin Reeves, Ayton versus Miles Turner. The best of the best getting after it. And then we get Denver versus Minnesota, 234 over under. Minnesota at home, 1.5 point favorite here. Ant versus Joker. That game's going to be incredible. But then some of the early games, there is a lackluster. It gets a pretty morning slate games are pretty average, I would say, overall. Memphis versus Cleveland is the other primetime game on NBA TV at 4 o'clock. Cleveland, 10.5 point favorite here, and we don't really know much injury news. I don't think Garland will be playing in that game. I don't think John Morant will be playing in that game. No injury news, but he's kind of been lackluster to start the season. We get Oklahoma versus Charlotte. Charlotte after that double OT versus or overtime game versus Milwaukee. They're playing a bonesaw of Oklahoma City. 15.5 point favorite here on the road for OKC. And then Toronto versus Indiana. That's a fun matchup. Battle Indiana, very, very bad. Toronto, middle of the pack on the season. 233 over on a Toronto, 7.5 point favorite. But the late games, again, 7 o'clock games are the best ones. Both games are close spreads, both high over-unders. Those 2 games will be the best games probably on the day, and I cannot wait for them. After yesterday's NBA action, we get these 2 games. We're just getting spoiled overall. I got 5 brand new plays here that I absolutely love. And before we jump into today's plays, we got to recap yesterday's action and yesterday in the NBA. And I'm going 1-3 in best bets, man. It was one of those days. Holy crap. Where do I begin? Mikal Bridges, 21 field goal attempts. If you told me before the game Mikal Bridges had 21 field goal attempts in the game and he didn't score 20-plus points against a Heat team where he's consistently scored 20-plus points against them, I thought you were crazy. He had so many bad shots. I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter. Taking some horrible shots. He had so many open threes where he just would hit the side backboard or completely airball. It was god awful. He had a 3 with like 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and he hit nothing. He airballed it. It was crazy. One of those games where it sucked. That one was brutal to watch. 15-plus points. Shamet was banging everything. Cat had a crazy first half, and it still wasn't enough. They scored 140-plus points, and Mikal Bridges only scored 15-plus points for us. And then Franz Wagner, man, I was going off about this on Twitter. He had 6 assists going into the fourth quarter. He was at 6 assists, 3 rebounds going into the fourth quarter. And then he gets 2 rebounds and they take away an assist. Finishes the game at 11 rebounds, assists. They took away the assist for the over. He did leave the first half with an injury, but he did return. So I'm not really bugging about the injury in that game, but I'm more bugging about the assists. He had 6 assists. It showed 6 assists. He finished the game with 6 and 6 in my opinion, but they took away the assist. FanDuel was just like, we know everyone's on this play. We're getting rid of it. That one was so frustrating. And then Victor Wembanyama got hooked. 2 plays last night on the hook. He finished the game with 16 rebounds, assists. First half, he was god awful, horrible. I think in the first half, he only had 3 rebounds, assists in the game. He turned it up in the second half, but man, oh man. And then Alfred Sengun, I thought that one was not going to hit too. He had 20-plus points at the 9-minute mark in the third quarter, and then doesn't take another shot, doesn't make another basket until the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter after he got subbed back in. That one was crazy. He had a great game overall, flirted with the triple-double, but that one was blasphemy. He was shooting like 6. He was pretty much perfect from the field and just wasn't taking his shots. Even with Kevin Durant going crazy, he still took his over. But man, oh man, 2 plays right there. And shout out to you, Josh. You saved my night with the Castle rebounds, assists. Congrats on that one. But man, oh man, I appreciate the Castle one was a nice play, but man, Victor with the hook, 2 plays getting hooked, and then if you told me Mikal Bridges took 21 shots, I would have felt like he would have scored 30 plus points. But man, oh man, that was a rough day. And you know how you get out of these rough days? You show up and you attack the board like it's no one's business. I'm feeling good and feeling great. I love these 5+ plays. I know I say it every single day, but I love these spots that we have here today. And before I don't know why I was about to say it. And let's just jump into it. For my first play of the day, going to be in this Memphis versus Cleveland game, 238 over-under, high over-under game, 10.5-point favorite here. Memphis plays a little scrappy overall. Memphis has some pretty good defenders on their team, and I think Donovan Mitchell has a great opportunity to pass and get the assist in this game. So give me Donovan Mitchell to get 6+ assists, coming to -113 on FanDuel. Memphis allows the 5th most assists to the shooting guard position, and he has dominated this matchup in the past, going over 3 for his last 3 versus Memphis, averaging 7 assists per game. With the last 3 games against Memphis, he's had 7, 8, and 6 assists in those games. And he's been passing the ball very well these last few games, going over 4 for his last 5, averaging 6.6 assists per games. Overall, we love that. With the last 5 games of having 8, 5, 6, 8, and 6 assists, averaging 15 potential assists per game. He has even a higher opportunity to even blow this number out of the water. 15 potential assists per game in these last 5 games. He is passing the ball. He has the ball in his hands more often. And why I love this so much is he's at home. 60% hit rate at home this season, averaging 5.8 assists per game with 3 straight overs at home. Love that. Shooting guards versus Memphis have had some great passing games. Benedict Mathurin had 4. Pazinski had 6. RJ Barrett 6. Ahmed Thompson 7. I know Jalen Brunson is not a shooting guard, but they showed him listed on his list. He had 10. Josh Hart had 8. Had 8. Peyton Pritchard, Push and P had 9. And Anthony Simons, Anthony Simons, the role player on the Celtics, he had 7 assists where his over-under was at 3. I've been projected at 7 assists in this game here. Memphis allowing the 5th most assists to the shooting guard position. These last 7 games, they're allowing the 9th most assists to the shooting guard position. He's been on fire, 4 for his last 5, so give me Donovan Mitchell to get 6+ assists, coming to -113 on FanDuel. Check into my second play in this Toronto-Indiana game here. Going on the Toronto side of the ball, Indiana has been awful, but I appreciate you, Indiana, for pushing up the pace this whole season. But I think this game should be closer than the 7.5-point spread. Indiana at home here, a little scrappier on the at home. Toronto, I don't think there should be ever 8-point favorites on a road game, but one man on Toronto has great history of getting this over. He has a history of getting a triple-double versus this team, and this is Scottie Barnes. I think Scottie Barnes has a great game ahead of him, so give me Scottie Barnes to go over 12.5 rebounds, assists, coming to -135 on DraftKings. He has a good matchup. Indiana allowing the 7th most of rebounds to the power forward position, and he has cooked this line, going over 4 for his last 4 versus Indiana, averaging 18.8 rebounds, assists. We love that. With the last 4 games, him having 16, 20, 24, and 15 rebounds, assists versus this Indiana team. Both these teams push the pace up and down the court. Scottie Barnes has gone over 3 for his last 5, averaging 13.2 rebounds, assists per game with the last 5 games. Last 2 games, he's had 16 and 18 rebounds, assists in his last 2. They've had a lot of injuries at the center position, so Scottie Barnes being a little more aggressive, grabbing the boards down below. 75% hit rate on the road this season. He's better on the road than he is at home, which is pretty always interesting with this stuff. 75% hit rate on the road, averaging 13.6 rebounds, assists. With the last 2 games in Indiana, he had 16 and 24 rebounds, assists in the last 2. Power forwards versus Indiana have had some great rebounds, assist numbers overall. A player that I like to comp Scottie Barnes to, not the same kind of player, but kind of same playing style, is Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson had 21 rebounds, assists versus Indiana. And he kind of does the same thing. Scottie Barnes is that point forward for this team. It's him and Emmanuel quickly bringing the ball up the court. I think he has a great opportunity. I've been projected at 15 rebounds, assists in his game. Last 5 games, he's averaging 7.8 rebounds per game. Last 5 games, averaging nearly 6 assists per game. I love those two together. 75% hit rate on the road this season, averaging 13.6. He has dominated the Pacers in the past, going over 4 for his last 4, averaging 18.8 rebounds, assists. I think Scottie Barnes has another one in store for him today, maybe flirting with a little triple-double action. So give me Scottie Barnes to go over 12.5 rebounds, assists, coming to minus 135 on DraftKings. Jumping to my third play here, and it kind of goes with my fourth play. It's a nice little 2-for-1 special here. Excuse me, and we're going to a man that he loves playing this Denver team, and that's going to be in the Denver versus Minnesota game. 234 over under, Minnesota 1.5 point favorite, and Anthony Edwards, since returning from injury, has been incredible. It seems like Anthony Edwards is on a hate list overall. If you follow his burner account on Instagram, he recently searched, "How do you say you can't guard me?" in Serbian, and I think he's going to be talking massive shit here at home. I love Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players in the league. I'm going to do this, so give me a little 2-for-1. So give me Anthony Edwards to go over 26.5 points, coming minus 121 on DraftKings. We're going to talk about this one first. Denver allowing the 8th most points and the 5th most threes to the shooting guard position these last 7 games. And he has cooked in this matchup, going over 4 for his last 4 versus Denver, averaging 31.5 points per game. We love that. Last 4 versus Denver, he's at 29, 34, 29, and 34 in the most recent game. So he's super consistent against this team. Back-to-backs last season, off the back-to-back, you might be a little worried. Back-to-backs last year, 62% hit rate, averaging 28 points per game. 71% hit rate on back-to-backs at home, averaging 29.3 points per game. And last season, he played a back-to-back at home versus Denver. He scored 30-plus points in that matchup. Last season, he's only had one back-to-back this year so far that he played. That was against Utah. He had 35-plus points in that game, and shooting guards have had some great games against Denver. Buddy Hield, 11. Grayson Allen, 17. Russell Westbrook, 26. Norman Powell, 23. And Aaron Smith just had 25-plus points. I think Anthony Edwards has an incredible game. I have him projected at 30-plus points. And that's what goes into my second play in this game. So give me Anthony Edwards to get 30-plus points, coming in at plus 146 on FanDuel. Yes, a little 2-for-1 special. Anthony Edwards, 30-plus points. He's gotten this over. 3 for his last 5 games, averaging 28.6 points per game. These last 5 games, he's been a monster, scoring 15, 37, 26, 35, and then he just had 30 last night overall. And I'm not worried with the back-to-backs. Back-to-backs last season on this number, 38% hit rate. Back-to-backs at home last season, 43% hit rate. And again, the last back-to-back he played against Denver at home, he had 30-plus points. That last back-to-back he had this season, 35-plus points. I'm just saying the same thing. Again, last 2 home games, he's had 37 at 30 at home this season. He's only played 3 home games this year. And I have him projected at 30-plus points here. He's a great matchup. Denver allowing the 8th most points and the 5th most threes to the shooting guard position. I think Anthony Edwards comes out hot in this matchup. So give me the Ant-Man to go over 26.5 points and him to score 30-plus points, going to have plus 146 on FanDuel. I'll jump into my fourth. This is my fifth. My fifth and final play of the day in this Lakers versus Bucks matchup. 230 over under. The best of the best going at it. Luka versus Giannis. Choose your fighter. Are you going to be on the Luka Doncic side? Are you going to be on the Giannis Antetokounmpo side? And I'm going on the Giannis Antetokounmpo side on this one here tonight. I think this one being at home, him having a lackluster game last night in an overtime game, I think Giannis is set up for success in this game. I think he goes bonkers in this one. So give me Giannis Antetokounmpo to go over 31.5 points, coming minus 120. On DraftKings, Lakers allow the 8th most points to the power forward position, and that's why I love this. He's not been the best these last 5 games, only going over 2 for his last 5, averaging 31 points per game. He's only gone over 1 for his last 4 versus the Lakers, only averaging 28.8 points per game, but the 1 for the last 4 doesn't tell the full story. Last 2 games versus the Lakers, he's had last 2 games versus the Lakers, he scored 24 and 28. Where the game where he had 24-plus points, Dame and Gary Trent Jr. went off. The most recent game where he had 28-plus points, Gary Trent Jr. went nuclear in the second half where they did not need him. And why I love this is last night, even with the overtime game, he only took 18 field goal attempts in that game, where he's normally averaging 21 field goal attempts per game. So I think he has a little extra left in his tank here. He has a 67% hit rate at home this season, averaging 33.8 points per game, 43% hit rate at home on a back-to-back last season, averaging 33 points per game. And why I love this so much is the Lakers, they allowed the 22nd most points in the paint, and Giannis takes 80% of his shots, or 86% of his shots inside the paint, right in front of the net, the little 2K hot zone. Giannis has no one I think can really guard him. DeAndre Ayton, I don't think he can guard him. I don't think Jake Riviera can guard him. I don't think Austin Reeves. I don't think Rui Hachimura. I don't think Marcus Smart could guard him. I think Giannis is going to be unguardable in this matchup here. And power forwards have had some great games against this Lakers team. We've had Kuminga, 17. Julius Randle, same kind of player type, I would say. The little beefy, bigger power forward where they get in the paint and they fight through the contact, had 22. Then Randle in the second game he played against them, 33 plus points. Jeremy Grant, 22. Jeremy Shohan, 16. Harrison Barnes, 14. Muam Gue, 21. Asa Noel had 17. And Miles Bridges just had 34 plus points on him. I've been projected at 33 plus points in this game here. Lakers allowing the 8th most points to the power forward position, allowing the 22nd most points in front of the rim, where Giannis takes nearly 90% of his shots. I think Giannis is set up for success in this game. So give me the battle of the superstars. Give me Giannis Antetokounmpo to go over 31.5 points, coming to minus 120 on DraftKings. And those are my 5 best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, I'm sticking to my script here. I'm staying consistent. I know the start of the season hasn't been the best for me, but I mostly do this for the fun and the love of what I love the NBA. I'm going to be taking these with or without you guys, and I love just talking about my about these games here today and what I think is going to happen in tonight's game. Something I love to do. So if you guys are tailing me, fading me, I appreciate you guys just watching no matter what. Today is going to be a fun day. We're going to go in Giannis over 31.5 points, the little 2-for-1 on Ant-Man. 30 plus points, over 26.5 points. Scottie Barnes over 12.5 rebounds, assists, and Donovan Mitchell is going to start us off hot. I can feel it at 6 plus assists. My 5 best. Let me know down below what's your favorite play in the NBA. I love tailing you guys in the comment section. It has not been the best start to this month, and it's not been the best. We've had some brutal breaks overall. Same game parlays. Kind of count every play I do. It goes towards my total record. So that's why you're curious why maybe it's so close. I count everything towards my overall record. But man, oh man, yesterday was just one of those days where you just get frustrated, and it was overall fun one. But you got to show up. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep attacking the day. I love talking NBA action. I love just doing what I'm going to be doing this no matter what. So might as well just talk NBA and hang out with you guys. I just love doing this with you guys overall. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. We got ESPN back on YouTube TV. That's incredible. I'm pumped to watch game day here. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. All right, keep on smiling, and I will see you in the next one.